Don't forget to go to ashkicking.com for pound the best home health and beauty fragrance products.
I'm not fighting no more. Kelly, let me do my job. I just told you I didn't want to do no interviews, and you said you are going to do interviews. Now you told me to do interviews. Now you're trying to take me away from them. No. Let me show Dante's Boxing Nation some love.
Dante's Boxing Nation, Dante's Cooking Nation, Dante's Travel Nation. What's going on, guys? Still out here in Thailand. Now I'm in a different city. I'm 6 hours away from Pattaya. Now we in Isan, Thailand. But don't worry, guys. I'm on my way back home. I'll be home in about 4 to 5 more days for sure. And we're going to have that radio show cracking because we got a lot to talk about. But right now, I want to talk about what Adrian Broner said about Gervonta Tank Davis fighting against Abner Mares. Let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Yep. So Gervonta Tank Davis, he was talking about the excitement of him possibly fighting against Abner Mares next, and he basically posted a comment. He said, "I like when bodies drop. October in LA, hashtag the one." Adrian Broner, his boy, basically responded, and he said, "Knock a bean burrito out, that little vato," as you see the LOL emojis. Now, and of course, with Adrian Broner putting this on the social site where fans can comment and reply, of course, the Mexican fans, they retaliated. While some Mexican fans didn't take it that serious and they laughed at it, other Mexican fans, they took no time to go in on Adrian Broner. They said everything from the same way they knocked that watermelon and chicken straight out of your ass, to Chino Maidana beat the gumbo out of your ass. This guy said to Adrian Broner, "Yeah, too many beans done whooped that ass." This fan said, "I think Gervonta got this. Unlike you, Mexicans knocked the fried chicken out of you." This fan said, "You better chill before JC Ramirez knocked the greens out of you, boy." JC Ramirez, I'm assuming he's talking about Jose Ramirez. That would be a good fight. I would love to see that fight. But getting back into all the greens, the fried chicken, burritos, and beans talk, boy, this is getting me real hungry making this video, I'm telling you right now. It sounded to me like everybody in the comment section was talking more about putting a potluck together. A potluck I wouldn't want to miss. You know what's funny to me? Honestly, it don't really offend me. I hear people talking about beating the gumbo out of you, because somebody even said that, the gumbo, the chicken, all of that. This is all funny to me. I mean, you know, the real funny thing is, whenever I go to El Pollo Loco, there's always more black and white people there than Mexicans. And when I go to KFC, there's always more Mexicans there than black people. But of course, it was obvious you had some fans that were gonna go straight racial and go way beyond talking about burritos and gumbo. This fan, he said at Adrian Broner, STFU N-word. That's why 2 Latinos whoop your cotton picking ass. This fan said, can't wait till Mares knocks the black off your face with the Mexican flag. Clearly, some of these fans, they see this as USA versus Mexico when it comes to Gervonta Tank Davis versus Abner Mares. But with me saying that, one thing that is very clear, as you can tell, that one thing that everyone, or at least 99% of all fans, agree with Adrian Broner on is the fact that Gervonta Tank Davis will most likely win this fight. Because you notice, everything that they really said about Adrian Broner was, well, you know, Maidana beat you, this fighter beat you, that fighter beat you, but not too many people in the comment section were saying, oh, well, Abner Mares is gonna beat you. So, you know, hopefully this motivates Abner Mares even more. I mean, you know, let's just be realistic about this. We always talk about the Puerto Rican versus Mexico rivalry, but the truth is, there's no bigger rivalry than black versus brown. And as the guy just put it when he represented the Mexican flag, you could say there's no bigger rivalry than USA versus Mexico. Because this is not how all Mexican fans perceive things. Some Mexican fans, they see themselves as American, but a lot of fans, they still represent the Mexican flag, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having pride for your own country and your own flag. I mean, honestly, black and white people don't have that luxury to speak a second language or be able to represent a second flag. So they represent that one flag, which is the American flag. Now, let me go ahead and talk about this Adrian Broner Burrito comment. Let's go ahead and talk more about that. I want it to be clear, very clear, because of course I got some Mexican fans that said, hey Dante, are you gonna talk about what Adrian Broner said? First of all, I didn't even know what he said because it wasn't like this was a video, an interview. It wasn't like he posted him saying something on Instagram. It was just him replying to a comment. So I didn't even know about it until some of the fans, they sent me, I told them, I said, send me a link. And then someone finally sent me a screenshot of exactly what Adrian Broner said, and that's why I'm making a video on it now. But I want to make it very clear, for the record, this is not the first time I made a video about Adrian Broner talking about race. When the WBC threatened to suspend Adrian Broner because after he beat Carlos Molina, Adrian Broner, he said, like he always says, I'm the can man, anybody can get it. Mexican, American, African, and he said, and I just effed up a Mexican tonight. When he said that, I made a video about that. When Adrian Broner went off and he said crazy stuff about Jesse Vargas, when Jesse Vargas was basically, just trying to congratulate Adrian Broner for a good fight, and Adrian Broner was going off on Jesse Vargas after the fight, I talked about that situation. So all of this stuff I have reported. So if you're new to this channel or whatever the case may be, before you make accusations of me not reporting anything that Adrian Broner said, do your damn research, do your homework before you post a comment and make a fool out of yourself. Now, with that being said, I want to talk more about this Gervonta versus Mares fight, or Tank Davis versus Abner Mares fight. I told you guys the tension is sharp right now. I'm sure this is going to make things a little bit more personal with Abner Mares and Abner Mares fans. The funny thing about Abner Mares is I actually, believe it or not, when I was training, I used to train at Abner Mares' original gym. I used to train and spar over there at his gym in Hawaiian Gardens. And at the time, Abner Mares, he wasn't training there anymore, but Carlos and Javier Molina were training there and a couple other amateur fighters. But the reason why I bring this up, because Hawaiian Gardens is, I'm gonna just tell you straight out, it's a very, very racist city. Very, very racist city. In fact, Abner Mares, he actually said in one of his pre-fight interviews, and I never really understood why he would volunteer this information, but he said, growing up, I used to be involved in riots against black people. And he said, and I would be right in the middle of it, fighting. Right? So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I'm sure with him hearing Adrian Broner say something like that, it's going to definitely spark something in Abner Mares. And I hope for Abner Mares' sake, it brings the best out of Abner Mares. People have to remember, Abner Mares is not just your average fighter. He has Olympic pedigree. He went to the Olympics. So he has a lot of experience in the ring. Okay? Gervonta Tank Davis is not going to have the same height and reach advantage that Leo Santa Cruz had over Abner Mares. So let's see if that makes a difference. I still lean towards Gervonta Tank Davis in this fight, but it will still be an interesting fight. This is a very, very good fight. And once again, with the black and brown tension, unfortunately, and fortunately, I guess if you will, it makes for even a better fight. Even though the majority of Abner Mares fans are picking Gervonta Tank Davis to win this fight. But regardless how it goes down, this is going to be a fan-friendly fight. According to the decafs, these are the type of fights that they claim that they like. Exciting fights, where it may end in a knockout, you may see knockdowns, you may see fighters get hit. This is what fighters claim, this is what fans claim that they love. At least some fans claim that they love. They try to use this as an excuse to justify why they only like particular fighters in the sport. But like I said, if that's what you claim you like, then you should be in love with a fighter like Gervonta Tank Davis. Because whenever these fans know that the fighter on the coincidental list is favored to win the fight, then all of a sudden, all that excitement and knockouts that they claimed they liked before, now all that goes out of the window. And now they start saying, oh man, this fight is garbage. This fight sucks. This is an easy fight for Gervonta, etc., etc. You see, it's only exciting if the fighter on the coincidental list has a very good chance of losing, right? If it's like Canelo versus James Kirkland, then that is an exciting fight. That's explosive. That's this and that's that, right? But not in this case right here. So with that being said, once again, man, I look forward to watching this fight. This is a great matchup. I never told you guys that this is going to catapult Gervonta Tank Davis status in terms of pound for pound. But what it will do is it will put more light. It'll shine more of a light on Gervonta Tank Davis, because once again, he's going to fight this guy most likely in LA. So that gives him more exposure to the world. And there's going to be a lot of Mexican fans that are going to support this fight along with everyone else. I think it's a good look for Gervonta to go in Abner Mares' backyard. Since he's already the favorite to win this fight, it is good for him to at least give Abner Mares the home court advantage. Now, I'm going to tell you what would have been an even better fight if this man would have been willing to get in the ring with a Gervonta Tank Davis, which he most likely will never get in the ring with Gervonta, but Gervonta versus Leo Santa Cruz. That would have been a really good matchup. Leo Santa Cruz had already talked about moving up to possibly 130 or even 135. We know that he's tall, we know that he's long, so that would have been an even more interesting matchup, especially because he's long. He's long, he knows how to use his reach, he knows how to box, he can fight on the inside, he can fight on the outside. That would have been a better matchup in terms of moving Gervonta Tank Davis up the pound for pound ladder, because Leo Santa Cruz, he's undefeated. And we all know there's nothing better than being the first fighter to take away someone's undefeated O. But unfortunately, a fight like that will never happen, because Leo Santa Cruz, he's not going to get in the ring with anyone that is that much of a threat. I mean, Jojo Diaz, he already aired out Leo Santa Cruz and everyone else at 126 when Jojo Diaz said they're all afraid to fight Gary Russell. And credit to Jojo Diaz, he was the only fighter that wasn't afraid to get in there with Gary Russell Jr. And he gave Gary Russell Jr. a very hard fight. But with all that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and close out this video and tell y'all it's about to go down like a plane crash in October. This should be a very, very exciting, fun fight to watch, and I'm looking forward to it. You know, let me close out with saying this. Going back to what Abner Mares said when he talked about the riots that was at his school and he was involved. Unfortunately, you know, I grew up in Long Beach, California, and I could relate to what he was talking about, because going to high schools like Jordan High, there were riots all the time between black and brown. And I never understood why. It would seem to me that black and brown, black and Mexican that is, would be the biggest, closest allies. Because we listen to the same music, we both listen to hip hop, we both wear Michael Jordan shoes, we both wear basketball jerseys, football jerseys, you know, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, etc., etc., etc. We both listen to oldies. I remember when 50-unit G-Unit shirts were real big and everybody was wearing them. All of us were wearing them, black, Mexican, even FUBU shirts. I remember black and Mexican, you know, coming together, rocking this gear. So this is once again why I never understood why black and brown are not the biggest allies. You would think that Mexican and black would be just as close as black and Puerto Ricans on the East Coast. But unfortunately, that's not the case. And hopefully, you know, one day they are close like that. But right now, that is not the case. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. That's all I got for now, and I'm on to the next one. Yep.